I am the GHL University professor.
You're a doctor of customer acquisition.
New to GoHighLevel University. Looking forward to it.
And I learned a lot about GoHighLevel.
We'll go with that.
I started with you guys now.
You entertained us.
I'm just a guy who speaks on Zoom. For today's lesson, I wanted to go over a topic that I have seen many of us individually have touched upon. Something that I call natural niche selection. Today, we're going to be talking about the natural niche selection. So in this guide, we'll explore the natural processes of choosing the right niche for your GoHighLevel powered business. Now, I've coined this the natural niche selection because it's basically inspired by principles from biology, helping you understand how to identify and dominate a niche that naturally aligns with your unique strengths and passions and market needs. I see a lot of people get into this space for the money, and there is a place and time for that. But if you're not doing something that aligns with your strengths and your passions and your actual, if you actually like the market that you serve, then you're more than likely not going to last in this GoHighLevel game. So let's get straight into it. So in biology, there's this concept called natural selection, which is the process by which organisms that are best suited to their environment survive and reproduce, passing on their traits which allow them to thrive. Over time, these species evolve to become the most efficient, the most specialized, and well-equipped for the demands of their environment. Sort of call this like business natural selection. It kind of means like you want to select a niche that aligns directly with your skill and the market needs so that you can build this long-term success, if that makes sense. Your business must specialize and adapt to a specific market where it can thrive. The key to surviving and succeeding in the business world is to focus on a niche where you can solve specific problems more effectively than the generalists. GoHighLevel gets you, GoHighLevel's an assortment of tools. But from the guys that I've seen do 6, 7, 8 figures, right, per year, their offers are so simple. It's astounding. Like it really is astounding how simple it is, but they're the best at it. So everyone flocks to them. We call that a natural fit. So here are a quick couple reasons why niche selection is crucial, right? You all know this, authentic authority. There's this guy called Matt Decino. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a really cool guy, runs this HR Pro Tools thing. And he is a authentic authority. He is the go-to expert, right? The likes of Tony Robbins, the likes of Dean Graziosi, they know he's the expert at GoHighLevel and onboarding and support. So they go to him, not anyone else. Easier client acquisition. How easy do you think it would be? Like, just as animals in nature evolve, a niche that you can naturally fit into makes it easier to communicate with your target audience. So GoHighLevel features like email marketing, CRM automations, follow-up sequences can help you specifically connect with those prospects on a deeper level, making client acquisition smoother and more effective. And last but not least, efficiency. So the thing that will get you the most, especially on larger scales, I'm sure we all want to scale to 10, 50, 100, $1 million a month. The thing that will get you isn't the acquisition, it's the fulfillment. It's the operational efficiency of the business that needs to be stabilized, right? I know a company that they sell like a coaching course, a coaching training program. It's $15,000 to get into, and it teaches you how to get clients. The upsell is $50K, and it teaches you how to handle the operational complexity of scale. And that's the thing. Operational efficiency and scalability go hand in hand. Work with one niche, solve one problem for one specific client, and you can easily scale to 10, 20, 50, $100,000. Okay, now I want to go into a little bit more depth on ecosystems and your niche as an organism. So there's this thing called the lion. I'm going to use examples. He's a predator, right? He doesn't attempt to chase animals in the wild. It has evolved to hunt and thrive within its specific habitat, targeting particular prey. Similarly, when you focus on a well-defined niche, you become the recognizable authority in the market, and you can become the recognized authority in that market, effortlessly attracting clients who need your specialized support. If we use the hummingbird, for instance, it's known for its precision and agility. It thrives in environments where it specializes in extracting nectar from certain types of flowers. For this could be your specialization. It allows your customers, your company, to offer tailored solutions, creating strong client relationships and increasing customer loyalty. These two are very different creatures, very different, but they serve their specialty in the market for it to work. Imagine you're a bird, right? Imagine you're a lion, or you're a small lion. You're not as big as this one. You're going to get outcompeted by this one, but there's not many hummingbirds. So might as well be the hummingbird. And you can still specialize. You can still grow. You can still be the biggest and the best hummingbird in the space, but you won't be the lion. And that's actually how GHLU came about. We realized, maybe we won't be the lion. We'll be the hummingbird for now. And then we can become like an AI lion hummingbird from there. Talking about the operational drag that comes with scale and growth. We all want to get a load of money. We all want to be profitable, but we need scale to do so. And every business faces something called operational drag. It's basically the unnecessary friction that slows the process down for your clients getting the results. This could be due to too many moving parts, a lack of focus, or complexity in the processes that you already have. A well-chosen niche lowers your operational drag multiplier to 1. This is what we call we call this operational drag multiplier, meaning let's say you have one specific type of advertisement that you got. You have an offer, one type of offer, one type of niche, one type of funnel, one type of checkout page, one type of service delivery, right? You focus on one of those things. And we call that a operational drag multiplier, which basically measures how complicated your business systems are. And the more niches you have or offers or services, the more complexity you gauge. Does anyone feel like they struggle to choose one specific niche or one type of offer? Yeah.
Well, I know the niche I want to be in, but my fear is that I'm not quite an expert in that niche. So I want to get into aesthetic practices and med spas, which I know that's your background as well, right? And I have a little hesitation that if asked those tough pressing questions, I can't answer them, because I've never ran a practice myself. However, I'll be killer at running their ad campaigns. I know that, and setting them up with the right funnels. So the struggle to get those ideal clients is where I am right now. So because of that, I'm not fully niched in that vertical yet. So I'm working with chiropractors and dentists and everyone else in health and wellness. So yeah.
No, I hear you. And it's like, especially at the start, for me at least, I didn't know what I was good at. Like I had to, like you said, fall forward. By doing so, you realize not just like what you're good at, but also who you like to work with. I think those are the two most important factors. Like, do you actually enjoy speaking to the people that you work with? Because if you don't,
I do. Yeah.
If you do, great. Love it. We struggled. We were in the med spa niche, plastic surgeons. It's not like we used their services or love their services. We just knew how to market it and then how to use AI to help convert leads. Like, it was very scientific and systematic, not love, passion, joy, which is what I feel today now, working with you guys. Well, but no, like it genuinely was like a huge pivot for us, because we had the opportunity to potentially try and do both, run the agency, do this GHL University thing.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in my head with not having run a practice before. I'm very good with learning their language and treatments and services and talking to people who've done it, because I'm in South Florida. There's no shortage of those types of places. But that being said, if I jump on a call with someone, they're like, coach me on like a package to put together. That's where I get stuck and I do the imposter syndrome thing. So it's like, oh shit, I don't know. I've never owned a practice. I don't know what your margins are supposed to be like for certain. So I need to get over that. Now, whether that means hiring someone who does that to join my team, maybe part-time basis, and have them attend the calls with me to answer those questions. Maybe that's the way around it. I don't know. Trying to figure that out.
Oh, that's what we did before is we'd hire a consultant to do a one-on-one.
Yeah.
I'm sure Zab's already mentioned it. We hired a consultant to do a conversation with them, diagnose them. And now that they already have the plan, we just implement the plan through the payment funnels.
Absolutely.
So yeah, go for it, Tabs.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah, go for it.
So Candace, it sounds like you have the first part, which is the language that they use. And what I do in terms of understanding more deeply is find 5 to 10 websites that are kind of authority websites in that niche and feed it to ChatGPT and put a prompt in there that says, I'm working with a client that is in this niche and I want to really understand who, as a matter of fact, I could send you the prompt if I had your information. I want to understand, why they would be resistant, what they're looking for, all of those, all the metrics that would, and then from that, you don't have to tell them how to start a business. So, and that's part 2. Working with people that are just starting out, I'm sure Orion, I think we talked about that too. It's so much work.
It's so much work. Yeah, I'm almost feeling like a business consultant when I don't want to be that. So I just want you to know.
It's way easier and less work and quicker, even though it's a longer sale, to find people that are already established, that are making money, and they want to scale, which is where I'll turn it over to Orion, because that's his thing, scaling.
Scaling. Exactly. Well put.
You don't want to work with startups if you can help it.
I'd have a minimum, like you have to be earning over a certain amount of money to afford our services. I remember my mentor, he only worked with practices doing over 70K a month, right? Because it was like, you'd have to at least have 10% of your revenue has to be towards marketing services. Their marketing services is roughly $2,000 to $3,000 per month, plus ad spend. Plus ad spend is another $2,000 to $3,000 per month. So it's just like, you don't have 7K spare. It's just, you're not going to be a good fit for their service.
I think one of the things that's contributed to my failure to launch is choosing the niche. And I think I don't know a whole lot about all the different niches. I want to get into SaaS and SMMA and all that kind of stuff. And I don't really have a particular leaning towards one niche or the other. So for me, the niches that are just popular, among some of the people that we're talking about as far as, YouTube gurus or high-level affiliates. There's a particular, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 niches that seem to be popular. And it's just hard for me to nail it down. I just don't, because I don't have a leaning towards one or the other. I do, on one hand, because I haven't had the experience of a whole lot of this stuff. Like, you hear about chiropractors. I've been a chiropractor one time. Like, I don't even know, kind of like what Candace was talking about. Like, I don't even know that whole field. And it's a whole thing. And I was listening to what I think Tev was talking about as far as how to do the research, use ChatGPT and websites and kind of get that information. But it's like quite a learning curve for me. So, whether it be chiropractors or orthodontics or home service providers, like it really is a challenge for me. And I've been in a lot of different programs, a lot of different tools to try to craft which one. It's just hard. I don't know what the deal is, but I started with you guys now. I was talking, I think it was Curtis, maybe. Locked in and I don't know what snapshot to pick. Like, I don't even know what to.
I get you. It's so like so much choice that sometimes it's best to just take no choices and see where the wind blows, or just stick, because there's so many choices. Stick with one and probably good enough. At least that's how I chose my fiance. Moving on. But you get my point, right? Like, it's a lot of beautiful people out there, a lot of beautiful potential mates, but depending on what you want, you just pick one and you start your family, because that's your ultimate goal. That's my ultimate goal, right?
One of my mentors would say is, rather than waiting to make the right choice, you make a choice and then you make it right.
Yeah, I like that. The other thing is what Orion said was, who do you want to hang with? Do you want to hang with chiropractors? You want to hang with lawyers? You want to hang with dentists? You want to hang with receptionists? Who do you want to hang with? And that's going to make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Well, okay, good question. So I think for me, I don't have I was going to do pet groomers, right? I was going to do pet groomers. And somebody in one of the groups was like, I've been in pet grooming for 35 years. It is not the place to start off. All right, well then I'm done with that. Like, I have my whole website laid out, all these dog pictures and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna nail this pet grooming niche. And then it just took one 35-year pet groomer to be like, the stuff is happening in the industry. It's just not good. People don't have money. It's just not good. I was like, okay. So then I looked at some chiropractors. I guess at the end of the day, I don't want to deal with disgruntled people. I was doing cold call for different things, and everyone seems to be disgruntled every time you talk about digital marketing. And so it's just kind of been off-putting for me. So I don't have a particular preference on a medical niche or a home service niche, but I just want to find people who really want help, and then I can help them. But like, I was taking my stuff to a dry cleaners one time, right? Picking my stuff from dry cleaners. I'm like, hey, I'm open up a conversation about some digital marketing. Man, that lady went off on me. She went off. She was like, because I'm like, well, do you have like a coupon that we can run ads to or whatever? She's like, you think because I'm Asian, I'm supposed to give you a discount? And I'm like, oh man, this is not good. So I'm like, would all, Asian cleaners think that? I mean, because I get it. Like, I get it. Oh, in America, you think you're going to get a deal. I'm thinking we can market some great coupon and get new customers. Man, she totally took that the whole nother way. And I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm doing dry cleaners. Like, I'm trying to kind of just do all kind of stuff. I'm behind a lawn care dude. I'm like, let me just lawn care. Maybe I need to do lawn care, house cleaning. It's just like, I don't know. It's just been really frustrating. But I like what Tanner said there. Pick one niche and then try to make it right. Just go in on it. I think for me, part of me tries to find my personality is research like forever and then just try to make the best decision out the gate. I think that's part of my problem. Because when I do go in, I want to go all in on it. Like, I had my whole website for pet groomers. Then I switched it to black and brown chiropractors, like niche down. Like, okay, not just chiropractor, but like black and brown chiropractor. Let's go that route. Then I called the first one and she was like, Barbara, it was just a situation. I'm like, I don't think I'm ready. Who wants help? Who wants help?
May I ask a question, Harris?
Sure.
Do you advertise?
Well, that's the thing. I have not started advertising because I haven't nailed down my niche. I created my whole Facebook page when I was going to do pet groomers. I had all that stuff, and before I launched it, I was trying to get some more research, and then I switched my niche. Then I went to black and brown chiropractors. So I laid out a whole cover photo and ads and all that kind of stuff for black and brown. So before I launched it, I'm like, then I got. So anyway.
Well, anyway, my question is not so much the niche so much as that if you promote or advertise who you are and what you do, maybe your niche might come to find you.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so that's my thing though. Like, who I am and what I do. I mean, I'm told I got to talk about who I do it for.
What do you do now, John? What do you do now?
I don't do nothing. I have 0 clients.
What have you done? What have you done in the past to generate income?
I have 0. What
have you done? You're alive. So what have you done in the past to generate income?
Okay, like my other full-time job is executive leadership coach and corporate trainer. Like, that's what I do. Like,
so why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that?
For digital marketing?
Yeah.
Or executive coaching. Other executive coaches. So like build a solution that you use in your business, solve a problem that is in that side, your day job, with something, and then sell that to other executive coaches.
You got to take the features that you already have in high level and see how it would fit within your niche and how would it help your business thrive. And then it might help them too.
Yeah, I don't use reputation management.
You don't have to. You pick something that we have inside the university or whatever high level has to offer, and you can pick and choose just like a niche. You pick what you're good at or what you like, and then offer that to them if you understand it better. But again, you can't sell a product you don't understand yourself. So understand what it is that you have, and then take that and tell them, this is what I do, and then listen to what their pain points are, and see if there's something that you have that could help them.
Exactly.
As an executive coach, I don't even think of some of these high level features as something that most executive coaches would use on like a subscription kind of basis.
John, I just got off a networking with 450 coaches, executive coaches, marketers, whatever, and the one thing that for their frustration is, how do I get consistent clients?
Nice.
How do I get consistent clients? So what I hear you're doing is what I used to do, which is why it's not going to work. And when I shifted my mindset to how do I make it work, which is what Tanner was saying, how do I make it work? It worked. So it's just a mindset shift to go from why would it not work to how do I make it work? So that's more of like SMMA, not really SaaS though. You're coming up with whatever the tactic is. It's not the tactic. It's if you surveyed the people that are your peers and said, what would help you make more money? That would be the thing that you would offer.
So if I can for a second, it's just shifting how you're thinking about it from I serve this person to I solve this problem. Right. And if you focus on the problem that you solve in your marketing, you're going to attract multiple different people, multiple different niches, but they all need that same problem solved. Right. So, but that's the thing is like, you're solving a problem and attracting the people that need that problem solved rather than saying, I'm going to help pet groomers, but you don't know what problem they need solved. By focusing on that problem, you're going to attract people that need that problem solved. Right.
Just to add, Tanner, do you know how you can know their problems? By interviewing them, by speaking to them.
Yep.
All right. So if you want to get yourself some free booked appointments with your specific niche, you cold call them. Don't go into the pitch of, hey, I can get you 500 new clients in 3 days without spending money. You say, hey, we're doing a marketing survey for this podcast video that we're going to do. We're going to host you on our social media. Are you open to a quick 30 minutes just to discuss how your marketing process is going with your business? Oh, yeah, I'd be very interested. Cool. Done. You speak to them. You ask them questions. I'll send you a checklist of questionnaires that I used to do. I used to do podcasts with med spas, and doctors and clinics. And I was actually between choosing dental or plastic surgeons, and I chose plastic surgeons because I had a really nice chat with one of them. So these people seem pretty cool. A bit Lulu, a bit crazy now, but that's after I got to know them. So, like that's that's how you get to gauge what their problems are, and then you just come up with a solution for those problems. Voila.
So are you talking SaaS or SMMA? Like those are two different business models for me.
That's what I'm trying to, like, the way in which you deliver the service, I say, is not as relevant as what the actual problem is. Because if you can resolve the problem, and then depending on what the client has, like, hey, I would like to do it myself. I don't need that much hand-holding. I'm a little bit more tech savvy. I just need some an onboarding and some chat support services, and I don't have that much money. I have more time. Cool. A SaaS option makes more sense. Another client, I'm too busy. I don't have time. I like what you offer. How much? Oh, yeah, it's done for you. We can outsource it. We can get virtual assistants to do it all for you. Going to be 5K. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Let's do it. Pace, right? I once sold a $10,000 custom AI chatbot build out for 10 grand. And then I would sell it as well for $1,000, depending on the client, right? And where they're at. So I believe it was someone mentioned earlier, like work with clients who aren't startups, work with clients who have a little bit more cash to invest into themselves. My mentor doesn't work with people below 70K per month. That's like some of the top clinics in the US and Canada. That's it. But he makes like 300K a month. So it's possible. Gabriel, you had a question?
Well, talking about niche, I'm from Brazil, so I found out to be very hard to set up SMS and phone. I tried myself and I learned a lot about GoHighLevel, but when it comes to this part of it, I actually managed to set up one for myself, but I thought this is going to be way too hard for clients. So I kind of cut off the how do you call it, like entrepreneurs that has like a physical store or something. So I'm focusing on digital entrepreneurs. And here in Brazil, it's very, very common to use, what is this you're sharing is like about
Greg agreed with what Gabriel said. You agree that it's difficult to set up the phone number side of things?
Yeah. So we use a lot of WhatsApp in here. But then in order for me to do that, I need either, to have a third company that I can integrate to GoHighLevel, or use the official API. And that's where I have like I have a big client that uses the official API, but I have a question. I don't know if you've been through the API. Orien, is that how you say?
Yeah.
Orien, yeah. I believe pretty much the same. The answer is gonna be they don't have that yet. But like ManyChat, they use the WhatsApp API, the official one, and they have way more resources to work with, like the percentage of people clicking on each button that you have, or going through different workflows in the automation. And one thing I've came across that it's giving me a very hard time trying to automate. Would it be possible for me to share my screen, Ryan?
No, what is it? What is it for?
Here it is. Just a second. Yep.
And Greg, you Greg, you agree with what Gabriel said regarding the difficulty in setting up the estimate?
Actually, no, I misspoke on that. I have the A2P, the 82P, whatever it is. I've got all that. I'm pretty much set up. My thing is just the integration of all the components like that, the workflow. I look at that and I want to pass out.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, this is where I know what to do, but not with the official API, because I believe it's because GoHighLevel still haven't worked it out, like, or got the best out of the API or something. Because when I create a template message with buttons, is that how you call it? Like a button in English, like this one. when I create a message with a button, I can't not measure, but I can find out if the client did clicked the button or not. Do you know what I'm saying, Orien? Like, if let's say if I use a DM automation like this one. Well, this one I can't, but you can see it if he clicked in the button you automated or not. But in here, this message, it has a button that sends the guy to the class. And my thing is, if he sends it like to 2,000-3,000 people at the same time, and every message costs something. So the thing is, if the client clicked in the message and went to the class, I would want to get him out of the workflow and only send the second message for those who hasn't clicked in the button. But I haven't found a way to do that in GoHighLevel, you know?
Send a Loom video to the HR Pro Tools team if you're part of it, and then jump on Nuno's call, because I think Nuno has calls later today as well. If not tomorrow, he can walk you through that specifically.
Okay, awesome. Let me ask you, since I'm here, because the last one, Build with Nuno, there's no Q&A and stuff. Which call would you recommend me to go, Orien? Like, there's this bonus expert. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Sounds
Cheers.
good. Thank you, man.
Awesome. In essence, it's more of like a find your niche, find your love. Are you going to pay more for a general doctor or a heart surgeon? Well, probably a heart surgeon, right? And I sort of went into...
The more specialized they are, the harder they are to get to.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But they'll pay more if you can solve their specific problems, right? I help cardiac surgeons. I mean, maybe you don't want to work with cardiac surgeons. I don't think you're going to be searching for a cardiac surgeon on Facebook. You'll be not have a heart working. This is also a couple of the things or mistakes that I've observed in the market as well, especially with us agency owners, is that there's a lot of fear of competition, fear of saturation, fear of missing out. I think we high level plays a lot of FOMO on us, like, oh, we need the AI employee, or we need this new feature, or we need this new third-party software. When, like I said earlier, I know guys doing 6-7 figures a month, some of them, from just selling one feature of high level, like the reputation management for a specific niche. It's astonishing. So I also read a quote, it's like, there's no such thing as saturation. It's just your offer itself gets saturated. People keep seeing the same offer. So if you can twist it and change it, and then you had something to say?
Yeah, you can finish. I was going to say something.
Just going to say, if you can twist it and change it, add bonuses, add scarcity, position it differently against your other competitors, your offer will look completely different to the others. So, yeah.
I was going to say, one of the things that is important with high level, because they are adding so many different things, is keeping in mind, another one of my mentors told me this, is function over form, right? So meaning it's more important to solve the problem than how specifically you solve the problem, what tools you solve the problem, right? Like you said with the AI employee and stuff, it's like, if you have, like, example I like is like, if you have a screw that's loose, right? You have the options, like, you could just go grab it, and you don't have a screwdriver, you just go grab a butter knife and tighten it, right? Or you can go to Home Depot and buy a super fancy screwdriver. And then, well, this is what humans do. We go buy the super fancy screwdriver, and then we come home, we tighten the screw, and then we're like, all right, we just start looking for other things we can do with this screwdriver. We just get so obsessed with the tool, when the only reason we bought it is because we had to tighten this simple screw, right? So we get so focused on the form or the tool that the problem becomes like secondary. So that's the warning, is like, we don't have to sell everything that high level has.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's why your positioning matters so much more than you think. Like, it really does, the way you position yourself in the market. And then lastly, copycatting. You know, I did it at the start. You know, I find it's easier to, you know that area's been, what do you call it? If there's competition, there is life. And if there's life, there's probably food, right? So then we're obviously, as biology dictates it, we're going to want to go to niches that have more competition to try and survive. But in this world, I've even seen other people do the complete opposite. They go after niches that are like not even heard of. I know a guy who did like waste removal, land waste removal. He came up selling the high-level CRM, So that's why I mentioned here, your niche should match your strength. It should be what you are good at, what you like, and what you've worked with previously. So John, if you're still on, like, you have such a great opportunity. Like,
yeah, I'm here.
You have such a huge opportunity here. Like, it genuinely, like, if you can tag along either a software solution, a do-it-yourself, or a done-for-you solution, along with what you're serving, you can get many clients.
Yeah.
Many.
John, I just sent you a connection request on LinkedIn. We should talk about it because that's the market that I'm serving.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just connected. I think I accepted your connection request.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And I wanna end this nice conversation with all of you with a little quote from my good friend Warren Buffett. He says, "It doesn't matter how hard you row, it matters what boat you're in." So you could work endlessly, but if you're in the wrong niche, all that effort will be wasted. So pick wisely. A great person in a bad niche won't get results. So pick the right niche from the start and it'll make all the difference from the get-go. And start your journey with GHL University. And hope you have a great rest of your week.